I'm very intrigued, obviously, about your career, and you went to school, you prepare yourself, and being in the environment of work definitely brings another type of education, right? Social education, leadership. In your career, what you believe really shape your leadership style? A particular person, a mentor, a particular project, what you think led you to, and what skill sets do you attribute to your leadership styles from it?
So if I'm gonna be honest, I've been presented some opportunities to take more of a leadership management role. I always told people that, or my managers at the time, that it's not necessarily like what I want to do. Like I don't mind leading people. Towards the end of my career at my former company, I've been training everyone essentially. So I did obviously have a leadership style, even though I wasn't technically a leader while I still was because I was most senior. I do enjoy more like doing the actual work because I know managers have to do a lot of like paperwork, it's a lot of politics. I'm a little bit too blunt to be that kind of person. I'll probably say exactly how I think, and that's not going to go well. I probably wouldn't last, in the top levels very long because people don't like to be told no, essentially. But I think someone who really impacted me is my former manager. His name is Adrian, actually. And he was always trying to push me to like do better, even though I always have this, insecurity with, that people think I'm on a fraud somehow, even though I've been there 10 years. I'm like, oh my God, what if people think, I'm really bad at my job? And he always tried to push me to, take challenges. So that has really impacted me. And I always told him that he was the best manager, anyone could have. And he was always, he was the manager, but he was also your friend. So, you can joke around with him, but you still have the respect for him and the same across the board. So
It's important to have that, develop a trust environment, especially at work, right? In order for you to deposit ideas, insecurities, vulnerabilities, and also for that leader to convert that into challenges that really appeal to your growth, right? And I can see that this really shaped the kind of person you are. And what Fang is saying is very true. Like she's very direct. She doesn't play around. I'm pretty sure the way she got into the game is like, I'm Fang, open the doors, I'm in, guys. It's like she's just like, hold on, the position is yours. Right. But knowing her, her integrity. Like, for example, one thing I know about you is your integrity. When you say something, it's gonna happen. Like you're such an honest person. You're very loving, although it seems like you're cold, but for those that know you, like Fang is like one of the most loving person, caring, honest, high integrity. How do you apply those values and convictions into your work, and how has that helped you?
told more than once. We have like yearly, feedback sessions that I'm too direct. So obviously, people, because usually when, if you work with online, especially, people say, hi, how are you? And I'm like, sort of get to the point because, it's nice that you want to talk, but let's be honest, you don't really care how my day is going. Just sort of tell me exactly what you want in one message. And sometimes, depending on the culture, people don't really appreciate that. They want to, have this sort of roundabout. So I've been told that I'm a little bit too aggressive, too direct. So I've been trying to obviously also adapt the way I am to other people. If some people do enjoy that conversation, I try to be a little bit less direct in the way I approach things. But I think, Swedes and I think Dutch people are very similar. We're very like, just get on with it. But people take that as, I wouldn't say a personal attack, but they feel like, oh, this person a little bit too cold. But I don't know if that answers your question enough.
Yeah.
I know it's so hard too, because it's like you just want to get to the point. And you're like, you don't want to like push around like a bush. Like, hey, this is what it is, this is how it goes, this is what to do. And then expecting them just to go ahead and just do it, especially as like the leadership position and giving that feedback on like end of year feedback. people, what I noticed too, like even with my mom's stories when she gets her end of year feedbacks, and she tries to give it like she goes around the bush, and even when she does go around the bush a little bit, they still take it as like a personal attack. And it's like, oh, why do they take it as a personal attack? It's literally feedback for improvement. And I love the blunt style leadership, because like it's just like this is where it was like messed up. This is where you can improve on, rather than like, rather than beating around the bush, because then you don't have like a clear, like it's not clarity when it's not just blunt. So clarity is one of those perfect things when having that style of leadership and having that style of communication. I get told a lot too sometimes when I'm blunt with certain conversations, where I'm like, sometimes I don't want to hear the full conversation. Like if it's like gossip or something like that, like I wouldn't fully engage into it just because I don't like gossip too much. But then other people, like the social world, or like the average social world, is like, oh, why don't you like gossip? And I'm like, I'm just not intrigued by it. Like, let's talk about ideas.
I raised my hand on that one. I'm not a big like gossip guy either. Like I have so much. I guess when you have so much going on in your own life, and you have projects and also a lot of goals and objectives, like you understand what's relevant for you and what creates purpose and value in your life. So being entertained by things that are not going to add value, it's like you lose interest. Autumn, kick in. I know Autumn's gonna, I can see that brain just like, yeah.
So I actually have two questions. So first I'll ask you, like, jumping off of the feedback, how do you guys handle feedback from your players? Like,